unfortunately, but that's just not what we're going to be dealing with right now, right? There's no Mega Mans on the screen here.
Now we're dealing with another very odd matchup. We've got Ryu versus Ness. Now, Ness is a character that's definitely fallen out of the meta for singles, and even at that, we barely see in doubles. And with good reason. This is a character who it takes a bit of effort to kill with, doesn't have a lot of safe approach tools, and is very tried and true on how he's going to get his kills, whether or not it's going to be the infamous back throw, or is it even more infamous up air.
Yeah, and Ness is especially one of those characters that have a very, I don't want to say honest, because that can be interpreted in many different ways, but he is a character that is designed very well to be a good character. He has very defined strengths and very defined weaknesses. Speaking of weaknesses, he just got Shoryuken at 100.
You're talking about good characters. I'm thinking Ryu's looking a little bit better. Jen putting on the damage, putting on the pressure without nary a fear, and he's just being able to bust out anything that ATARi throws at him. The forward airs, I feel, are going to be excellent choices for ATARi to be able to contest space, but they're not going to be doing that much with damage, especially as they stale. And even at that, they're not doing too much to really oppress wherever Jen can move.
Now, granted, we can, as I was mentioning before, right, Mega Man has a lot of multi-hit moves, and Ness is also in that same vein. He can throw out that forward air to break through the armor from the focus attack, or certainly if he really wants to go for that PK fire.
Yeah, PK fire is going to be a bit of an odd situation here, just because even if Jen manages to, match it with some sort of defensive option or even focus attack it, it's the plume, that PK fire too, that's going to be the danger, because that takes up a lot of space that Ryu can't really maneuver around quickly. He's going to have to back up. He's going to have to retreat and give ATARi a lot more space than he would ever really want to. And when Ness can control center stage, especially Final Destination, that's a ton of traps that he can set up. But Jen's not going to have any of it. He's going to go right for the Shoryu and take a pretty convincing game one.
Yeah, Jen looked very comfortable. That's pretty much the only way to define how he looked here, right? You can come down, play neutral for a little bit, and then just start throwing out those up tilts. And it seemed ATARi looked a little bit lost after he shielded too. I don't know, maybe he tried to roll or something, or shield grab or whatever, gets caught, and he converts to the Shoryu. And it was very easy conversion for Jen, especially a lot of players like to talk about when you're a Ryu main, depending on how quickly you can convert off an up tilt to Shoryu can really determine whether or not you win or lose games. Because sometimes going for that second or third up tilt will make you lose that conversion.
And on top of that, Jen didn't really maneuver himself in a way that you would think ATARi was pressuring him. He was just sort of backing off, waiting for ATARi to make a mistake. And I feel like that's where Ness really gets his weaknesses highlighted, in that Ness has to move around a lot. Everything Ness does is committal, except for maybe his nair. But at that, his back air, his up air, even the forward air, anytime he goes for a grab, they're all options ATARi has to just put all the chips on. And if Jen sees it coming, he's able to punish accordingly, and we've already seen what Jen can do with a punish.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start off game two. Jen, of course, up 1-0, and starting off this game two just as convincingly as his first game, already converting off 2 different hits onto ATARi. He's carrying us all the way across the stage, maybe looking for that dunk potentially, but already 77%. You know the Shoryu's coming soon.
Yeah, I was talking about Ness's nair and how that's a pretty good aerial, but Jen putting up the showcase for Ryu's nair, doing a fantastic job building that damage, building that pressure, just like you were saying. And now, Jen, big chillin'. He's looking for his opportunity to take the stock, and he doesn't even have to really punch for it. He's got 28% built on him. He's got all the stage to work with. ATARi cannot safely stay on that platform. We've already seen Sharky with the back airs leaving tons of shield pressure. I don't really know what ATARi could be doing in this situation to really fix things up, especially when he's going to be down a stock from a swing and a hit.
There it is again, just throws out the up tilt, waiting for ATARi to do something out of shield, gets caught, and catches him with the jump Shoryuken. And it's really difficult for ATARi right now. He's trying to figure out, how do I finesse in this neutral game to actually outbox Ryu? But you can't outbox Ryu. This is Ryu's day-to-day.
Honestly, my dude, this is looking like a no finesse zone. Jen has complete control over the momentum. It's combo city every time Jen lands a hit. And even if he's only getting these 2 to 3 hit strings, they're building up very convincing damage.
Ooh, there's a different future I saw there. Luckily for ATARi, didn't end up happening, but still the pressure has been brought. And finally, maybe getting a few hits, a little bit of a juggle. No, goes for the back air there, and the focus attack is actually going to be able to eat right through that. But ATARi seems to be waking up just a little bit. He's getting some hits on Jen now, but if he can confirm the KO, that's what matters most. He's
trying to smother Ryu, and I feel like that's one of the best options that any character can really do in this particular matchup. If you start to seal away whatever his options are, everything becomes a bit more of a commitment, and especially against Ness, where Nair's going to be breaking a lot of options, especially just right on top of you. That being said, though, these percentages have climbed incredibly high since ATARi was last in control. And with excellent DI, he's going to be surviving it out. However, Jen traveling out deep, and he's going to die for it.
Yeah, Jen gets a little bit overzealous, but 111% on ATARi. Rage or not, Shoryuken will kill.
Cooked.
Yeah, that was...
That's how it goes.
I mean, we can go ahead and watch the replay right here, but honestly, that was a 2-0 and a handshake. That was kind of a body bag. Shoutouts to Valentine's level 3 from Skullgirls. Like, it was pretty disastrous for ATARi. ATARi definitely probably doesn't get too much experience against for you anyway. Kind of a dying breed as well. Like, you have your Locust, you have your Dark Shad, and then of course you have your Jen. There's a few others out there, but in terms of local representation, you really do not have, like, unless you're playing Jen, you're probably not getting any Ryu practice, and it clearly showed.
It's odd because Ryu still has so much potential within the meta.
Still really good, yeah.
I mean, he hits kind of hard. I don't know about you, but that looked like it hurt. That was quite the beating. Like, man, it came in like clap.
Yep. Definitely does his daily push-ups, runs a mile. You know how they have those bodybuilders who kind of they like punch cinder blocks to break the outskirts of their bones, have them regrow in and be hardened. It's just like that. He has really sustained his training to be the strongest ordinary guy.